Let's bring in our expert panel now. I'm joined by Karen Skinner, Rabbi Chaim Mentz, and Aaron Cohen, Israeli Special Operations veteran. Good to have you all here. Karen, let me come to you first. Does this action by the U.S. leave Iran even more isolated than it has been?
Thanks for mentioning the isolation of Iran, because that's a big part of the story that we've been, I think, not talking a lot about. In the last few years, Iran has found itself losing what little it had in terms of friends and allies, if you can call it that. In recent months, it lost Syria. That's a game changer. President Trump's trip to the Middle East was itself historic. Every country that he visited, there was deep discussions about trade and commerce and not conflict. The Arab Gulf states have really been separated from the Palestinian issue by the Abraham Accords, by their understanding of enormous possibilities with the United States and the West in technology and AI. No one wants the Iran problem in the region or around the world. Not all of that is due to President Donald Trump, but the Abraham Accords, in my view, put the Middle East and the world on a course that the Biden team and their apologists could not stop.
Interesting.
And it's Iran by itself.
Yeah.
Furthermore, let me just mention, it's so important, the militias that were the ace in the hole for Iran are weaker than they've been
so much weaker.
Ever.
So much weaker.
All of them. And we have to thank Israel for the work that it did to weaken, if not degrade and destroy each and every one of them. It did it by itself. It didn't ask for help. That also, I think, sends a shockwave through the world. It demonstrates strength and resolve, and it encourages others that they can do the same. This is really an Iran in a place that it has not expected to ever be in its long shadow war.
And Aaron, talking of regional reaction, as Karen was there, we're hearing from Saudi Arabia now, the Saudi foreign minister, Prince Faisal bin Farhan, talking of great concern after these U.S. strikes, again talking about Israeli aggression, but interestingly saying that we've got to get, Iran has to come back to the table. And while mentioning great concern, not criticizing the U.S. action, that seems significant to me.
The only thing that he should be concerned about is what I said 20 months ago, Jonathan, and I was talking about Hamas after October 7th. Every single one of these criminals is going to get taken out by Israel. We're going to hunt every one of them down. And now we're going to hunt down the entire IRGC. Every one of their financiers, every one of their planners, every terrorist in balaclavas, every man in Tehran who trained one of these proxies. They've hidden behind that state power and Fordo for 39 years. Thank you, President Trump. We're going to finish the job. We're going to hunt every single one of them down. No more bunkers, no more embassies, no more Damascus, no more Caracas, Venezuela. It ends. No more Dubai. Trump is in bed with Israel. He understood the threat. He took the shot. The 2 weeks of pause that we saw wasn't for Iran. That was for Israel to get itself lined up with those incredible B-2 pilots to take out that nuclear threat. But from this moment moving forward, the soft white belly of the IRGC has been exposed. The Iranian people see the weakness. They're feeling the strength. And I hope that if Iran doesn't come to the table, we see a revolution. But let's see if they do come to the table. They're going to fire back. But I don't think Iran is doing anything other than flexing at the moment, because they have to. It's the language of the Middle East. But at the end of the day, they are on the run.
And talking of finishing the job, and what Karen was talking about, starting the job, Israel's actions throughout this, and there are people who disagree with them, but everybody has to look at them, and most importantly in that region, with absolute awe at the strength of Israel and what it has done.
not just awe, shock and awe. How did you pull this off? How did you pull this off? Saudi Arabia, on their statement, of course they had to say that. They got to go and say, hey, you know, we're not with Israel yet, but we love Trump. So they didn't condemn Trump. They have to go and say, these are our brothers. I get it. I get they got to play the game. From all the people in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia loves that Iran is going to be taken out because their oil fields were always threatened. I want to bring up 2 quick points, real two.
Sure.
We're always talking tonight, this is a historic night, historic night. Let me bring 2 things up. Alexander the Great conquered the world, never conquered Israel. King Xerxes, king of Persia, said, let's kill all the Jews in one day. We have the holiday of Purim. We're still here. Today is Ayatollah Khomeini there in, I have the solution. It's a nuke. I'm going to get the Jews wherever they are with the nuke. Well, another holiday is going to come up because you're gone. When push comes to shove, I know I'm a rabbi. I know we're talking about our armies are great, but at the end of the day, we're watching miracles.
Yep.
We're watching a lot of God's hand. I've said it on your show many a times. There is a God dome protecting Israel.
Yeah.
They're screaming in Iran, 24 dead, only 24? After all these ballistics, what do we got to do to kill a few Jews?
You're right.
There's God watching us.
Okay. Got to move on for the moment. Rabbi, thank you. Kyron, Aaron, back to you guys throughout the next couple of hours.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.